Hello, aviation enthusiasts. Welcome back to Aeroonline, your hub for the latest aviation stories. This week, we're taking off with updates on new routes, cutting-edge technology, and dramatic in-flight incidents. Let's dive in.
FAA targets a 350 FCRM fatigue. The FAA issued a new directive requiring replacement of specific Airbus A350 flight control modules due to fatigue-related risks. The measure aims to prevent potential control issues and will take effect in March 2026. Cathay A321neo returns to KHH. A Cathay Pacific A321neo returned to Kaohsiung on February 1, 2026, due to a suspected engine oil issue. The aircraft landed safely with no injuries reported. Intruder climbs on Vueling jet. An unauthorized man climbed onto a Vueling A320 at Valencia Airport on January 31, 2026, shortly before departure. Authorities removed him safely, and the flight was delayed while the aircraft was inspected. GE Aerospace, Boeing flag potential. GE9 X seal durability issue for 777X. GE Aerospace and Boeing are reviewing a possible durability issue with a GE9X engine seal. The fix may involve a redesign handled during maintenance, with 777X deliveries still planned for 2027. Zipair puts Riblet drag reduction on a 7878 into service. Zipair Tokyo began flying a Boeing 7878 with Riblet drag reduction coating applied to parts of the fuselage. The technology aims to cut fuel burn slightly by reducing surface drag, following similar trials by Japan Airlines. Air India grounds 787 after pilot flags fuel control switch issue. Air India grounded a Boeing 787-8 after a pilot reported abnormal fuel control switch behavior during engine start. The airline is inspecting the aircraft with Boeing and notifying regulators, with no confirmed link to prior incidents. Embraer rolls out South Korea's first C390. Embraer rolled out the first C390 for the Republic of Korea Air Force, marking Asia's first adoption of the aircraft. The jet will enter flight testing before integration of Korea-specific systems. Delivery is expected by the end of 2026. Boeing targets April 1st flight for production, 777X. Boeing plans the first flight of a production standard 777X in April 2026, a key step toward FAA certification. The milestone supports Boeing's goal of starting deliveries in 2027 after years of delays. Uzbekistan confirmed as Embraer C390 customer. Embraer confirmed Uzbekistan as the buyer of the C390 Millennium, making it the first operator in Central Asia. The aircraft will support transport and humanitarian missions, with delivery expected in 2026. Snow and freezing rain ground. Departures at Berlin BER. Berlin Brandenburg Airport suspended all departures on February 5, 2026, due to snow and freezing rain that made de-icing unsafe. Arrivals continued, but passengers were warned of delays and cancellations as weather disrupted operations. Singapore MRTT cleared for auto refueling. Singapore became the first operator cleared for fully automatic air-to-air refueling on the A330 MRTT. The certified system reduces crew workload and supports day and night operations for Singapore's fighter fleet. FedEx A300 freighter nose gear collapses. A FedEx Airbus A300 freighter suffered a nose landing gear collapse at Baltimore Airport on February 4, 2026, while parked during maintenance. No injuries were reported, and the aircraft was secured for recovery and inspection. Saudia eyes 150 jet order. Saudia is reportedly in early talks with Airbus and Boeing for a potential order of at least 150 aircraft. The deal would support fleet growth under Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 plan. Vietjet orders 44 more GTF A321s. Vietjet Air selected Pratt & Whitney GTF engines for 44 additional A321 family aircraft, including A321neos and A321XLRs. The order supports fleet growth and longer-range routes, with deliveries starting in mid-2026. Boeing lands record SIA gear deal. Boeing signed its largest ever landing gear exchange deal with the Singapore Airlines Group at the Singapore Air Show 2026. The contract covers over 737 MAX and 787 aircraft, aiming to reduce downtime and improve maintenance efficiency. Hainan 787 diverts back to Brussels. A Hainan Airlines Boeing 7879 returned to Brussels on February 6, 2026, after a technical issue shortly after departure to Beijing. The aircraft dumped fuel and landed safely, with passengers assisted by the airline. Air France A330 diverts to Venice after cabin smoke. And Air France A330 diverted to Venice on February 6, 2026, after smoke was reported in the cabin. The aircraft landed safely, all passengers disembarked normally, and no injuries were reported. J-Air E170 gear. Issue diverts back to Itami. A J-Air Embraer ERJ170 returned to Osaka Itami on February 5, 2026, after a landing gear retraction issue shortly after takeoff. The aircraft landed safely with no injuries reported.
That wraps up this week on Aeroonline. What stories stood out the most to you? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more aviation updates. Until next time, clear skies and safe travels. That wraps up this week on Aero.